charts. Let's start with Rambus Chartology. So every quarter, Rambus, who is the best technical analyst I've ever found for technical charting, has done a report for us. He publishes it on his website at Rambus Chartology, and then we have permission to republish it for our subscribers. And he's done 3 sections, one on the precious metals complex, one on the U.S. stock market, and then one is a deeper look at the precious metals market complex. So let's talk a little bit about the Rambus presentation, Tim. You read it?
I did, yes. And I think that the key themes there, the precious metals complex and then the stock market, I think Rambus is clearly bullish on precious metals, specifically gold and silver, and then the other things that back that up. But I think those are the 2 primary things that many people look at and many people choose to own because it's simple, it's easier to understand.
Right.
So positive, bullish on precious metals, and then acknowledging the potential for even potentially a short-term pullback in the stock market, but ultimately that'll be temporary, leading to longer-term higher levels in the stock market.
Right. So he's saying, there's a weakness in the stock market, but not that would take away from a long-term bull. So
Yes.
I describe it as the planet equity scenario. That's my description. And
Yeah.
it's a long-term bull. And I'm right with him. I think interest rates, could give us a meaningful correction here, but I don't
Mhm.
think it stops the bull. And
Yeah.
if you look at how well the equity markets have tolerated the increase in interest rates,
hmm
historically, it's quite amazing. And
It is. And so who knows what happens? There could be a short-term hesitation, but longer term, I think it does go up. I would agree with it.
right. So one of the things I have to say is this is the most bullish I have ever seen Rambus on precious metals. So I've been following him since, I don't know, since for many, many years.
Yeah.
And he's never been one of those people who says, "Oh, it's going to the moon, it's going to 8,000, it's going to 12,000." This time he's showing a chart that's showing, okay, if you look at the long term, in fact, the charts say it could easily go that high. So this is the most bullish he's ever been.
Yeah, and that's interesting when you give that longer term perspective that even I don't have, many people don't have, in terms of his views and staying disciplined and maybe even being conservative relative to many market commentators who are constantly saying that gold will go to the moon. That he's at the point now where he says, actually, I can see that the case for that.
Right, right. So I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah.
Um, and I was very pleased. I wanted to bring up one other. Let me just pull it up. Can you see that?
Yes.
This is an article I sent to you about a week ago,
hmm
and it's Lynn Alden, who I think is very good. And she published an article. Most investments are actually bad. Here's why.
Yeah.
And one of the things she pointed out, and it fits with what happened to me when I was an investment advisor, that many clients said, a lot of the investment options are too complex. I'm just very comfortable with bullion. I'm going to put money in gold and silver bullion and have a big slug of gold and silver bullion. And what she's going back and saying, generally the performance in the stock market is limited to a relatively small number of stocks.
hmm
And that's where you get most of your strength. And if you look at how gold has performed historically, it's better than most stocks.
Yeah. Especially recently, it's really been keeping up with and exceeding the stock market if you look at shorter
Right,
term charts.
right.